Hi fashion lovers, you're welcome to another tutorial video on my channel. This is Queen Big Clothings. Today I'm really excited to share with you a creative project that I've been working on. So lately I've been picking up different Ankara pieces from my trash bag, and I decided to make this big wrapper out of the pieces that I picked. So as a fashion girly, I've always been passionate about creativity and sustainability, as well as looking forward to reduce waste and create something new from existing materials. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how I went about the cutting and the sewing of this beautiful Ankara patch fabric, which can be transformed into different outfits of your choice. So if this is something you feel you're interested in, definitely keep on watching and let's get into the tutorial. So guys, like I said before, you can tell already that these pieces were picked from the trash bag, and the very first thing I'll be doing on each pieces is to go ahead and use my pressing iron to iron it, so it's going to be smooth, because these pieces were already rough and I can't just cut it like that. So I'm just going to be picking them one after the other to press it to make it flat. Yeah, I have my materials. I have my chalk, ruler, scissors, tape, and of course my fabric. Now the very first thing I'll be doing on the fabric is to fold it into a smaller pieces. So I'll be taking my measurements right there. So guys, I'll be working with the measurement of 4.5 inches to cut out a square pattern for the patch fabric we're making. So after folding my fabric into smaller piece like this, I'll be taking my ruler and my chalk to mark a starting point at one end of the fabric, just like the way you see me doing. And the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to take my tape and mark 4.5 inches downward, just like the way you see me doing like this. And I'll use that 4.5 inches to make an horizontal straight line. Then after doing that, the next thing I'll now go ahead to do is to make a vertical straight line at this side that you see me marking. Then on that line of the vertical line, I'll be marking another 4.5 inches. So I'm basically making a square, so all sides are equal, that is a square. So I'll be cutting out on this line that I just finished making, and I'll be repeating the same process for all the fabrics that I have on the table. These parts can be very draining and stressful, I won't even lie to you, but at the end of the day it's really worth it, because I have a 2 yards Ankara patch fabric that I made out of these pieces you see me cutting right now. So if I can do it, you can do better and even more than 2 yards of fabric. So I'll just be repeating the same process on the other materials you see on the table. So I'll be placing the square pattern I cut out on this second material to cut out another square. So that is just the way I'll be doing for all the materials on the table. So that is the way you should do yours as well if you want to get the same result. So after cutting everything, this is what it is looking like, and you can see the squares on the table, and I'm just arranging it for you guys to see. And the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to take each of the fabric and join with another different fabric. So I went ahead to take my office pin, because I'll be using it to pin the fabrics together before taking it to the sewing machine to stitch it together. So I'll be joining 10 pieces of this square pattern on a row. You can decide to do 8, you can decide to do 6, 7, or any number of it. In fact, you can decide to do 20 depending on your preference, but I just went ahead to go with 10. So make sure you also identify the right part of the fabric from the wrong side of the fabric, and join it right side facing right side, just like the way I'm doing in the video. So guys, I've gone ahead to join one row together, and you can see how beautiful it is looking already. So I'm just counting it to be sure I have 10 pieces of Ankara fabrics right there. So I'll just go ahead to join 10 by 10 before joining the lines to make a bigger wrapper. So the next thing I'll now go ahead to do is to take my Ankara fabric and make sure I join it not exactly as the first one I joined earlier. I guess you can understand. I'm just trying to separate the first pattern from the second pattern on the second line. I don't know how else to explain that part, but just watch the video, you understand what I'm trying to explain. And I'll be making sure right side is facing right side. Please don't make the mistake of joining right to wrong and wrong to right, because it's just going to make it awkward. So I'll just be joining 10 by 10, 10 by 10 till I get to the last fabric. fabric, so I was able to do only 2 yards because I was short of fabric. So guys, that's just the way I'll be joining it. As you can see guys, I've gone ahead to join two other pieces together. You can see how beautiful it is looking. So after joining it together, make sure you iron it and trim the down and the upper parts like this, just like the way you see me doing. The reason I'm trimming that part is because I want it to be able to relax well and give me a very neat finishing. So I'll just go ahead to use my office pin to pin it from the top to the bottom before stitching it on my sewing machine. And I'll also repeat the same process for the third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row, and to whatever row that we are doing as well. So you can see by the time I join it together, it's already giving that African vibe, like the creativity is already showing. You can see how beautiful it is looking, and that is just the way I went ahead to join everything together till I made 2 yards of fabric out of these pieces. So now I have 2 yards of this African print patch fabric, and I've not even decided on the outfit I'll be using the fabric to make, but in my next tutorial I'll be using it to make an outfit which I have not even figured out yet. So if you've watched up to this moment and you've learned something so far, please do well to hit on the subscribe button, like this video, so it's going to boost the algorithm and push it to other people. And if there's any tutorial you want me to post next, please state it down in the comment section below. I'll be there to reply to all your comments. Thank you so much for watching guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.